Humanity, from time to time, suffers a brain drain, either due to adults failing to inform effectively the next generation, or decide to throw out what they think is cumbersome because it slows us from getting things we think should be done. Rarely are we facing new problems, but just rediscovering how to fix old problems. SOF 220. Your brother was one who underwent the initiation of the Twiceborn, and he has drawn the curtain aside a little to reveal only what is permitted. It is little enough, but sufficient for you to understand why, when kings and governors rose to position and power, they declined the ordeal. It is understandable, for the final ordeal brought earthly life as close as possible to extinction, without complete severance of the spiritual umbilical cord. Before this went more than 20 years' arduous preparation. Yet long and terrible though it was, the time and austerity did not exceed the necessary limits by even one jot. In sorrow, your brother must say that it was not an ordeal required to obtain something man has never possessed. It was to regain something he had lost. It was, however hard it may seem, the lowest price payable for the secret of the ages. SOF 221. For long years, he who aspired to become one of the twice-born had to practice the awakening of his spirit and bring his body under complete control. The first thing to overcome was met long before any threshold was approached. It was something which lurked in the uncontrolled thoughts of men. The frightening experiences during the years of preparation had to be modified and their effect channeled off. Otherwise, the awakening spirit would have been completely overwhelmed. As the material body of man cannot come close to a blazing fire, so cannot the spirit approach too close to the sphere of divinity. SOF 222. Having arisen from the womb of rebirth, the spirit is completely freed from any doubt about the immortality of man. Can a man doubt the source of his sunlight when he can see the sun arising in glory before his eyes? Having joined the twice-born, each man has a choice. He can go on to higher development within the realms of light, or he can remain to help others. Your brother chose to remain. The first thing you must learn to be twice born is gaining control of yourself and actions, understanding how you affect others, and being wise enough to check yourself. After the womb of rebirth, the twice-born has a choice to continue on or to instruct others along the path. That is an answer only the individual can choose. We all have to find our own path, and the best teachers are the ones that understand knowledge is important, but the student must be able to feel free to interpret that knowledge. All too often, teachers today spend too much time treating students like parrots, not preparing the students for the future, but just insist the students regurgitate what the teacher thinks. That leads to a dysfunctional society that cannot grow because society is trapped behind dogma that ignores the ever-changing reality of the material world. In the last decade, we're not being encouraged to ask questions. We are in fact being attacked for asking questions of leaders, like scientists, professors, leaders in government. We're just being basically told to shut up and do like we're being told to do because they know best. How is that going to make us better? Eventually, they will die out and someone else is going to have to come up and answer the questions they refuse to let us ask.